is not our job to supply all other students with school supplies.
There's been an uproar on TikTok because some parents are like, you know what? I'm not about to buy all these school supplies just so that the teacher can pick through them and pass them out to other students. And some parents are feeling like, why are we complaining about what we have to buy for our children when the school supplies are so cheap? And I feel the same way. You know me, I got a whole plan of action when it comes to getting ready for school. So I thought I'd talk about it with y'all. What's up, my friends? And welcome back once again to the Just Casing brand. I'm your homegirl, I'm your tia, I'm your prima, I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, I'm whatever you need me to be down here at the Just Casing brand. If you're new to the neighborhood, welcome on. And I know some people have asked the question on my intro song, and it's actually Don Toliver, just like a sped up version of it that matched the flow of my intro. What I like to do whenever I put together things like that is make sure the cut matches the beat. That's where that comes from. Everything else that you guys hear, my background music, my outro, that is music that is produced specifically for me. Now, if you're new around here, what we like to do is talk about topics that sometimes have to do with us, sometimes don't have to do with us. In this case, a lot of us are parents, and I don't know about you, but I've been feeling the school vibe. And it might be because my niece Lonnie is getting ready to be a freshman, and I'm like, oh my God, girl, we gotta make sure your hair is ready, your outfit's together, girl. We gotta make sure we got your shoes. What kind of backpack are you wearing? Okay, are you thinking about getting a little part-time job? It's just like, I don't know. It's so exciting. And I remember how I felt my first day going into freshman year. Oh, I was so excited, so nervous. When I got to my first day, the school seemed so big. And it was like, I got to remember all of these classes and where to go in the hallways and my locker code. I don't need to be worried about no school supplies. I just need to make sure I have everything I need to succeed, you know? So to see some of the parents complaining about having to get their kids school supplies because they don't want it shared amongst other children in the classrooms for whatever reason really disappointed me, because out of everything we buy, I feel like school supplies is the cheapest. Let's get into some of these videos and y'all tell me what y'all think.
Since no other parent is saying it, and I'm definitely qualified because I have 5 children.
Woo!
I have 2 sets of twins and a teenager.
Okay.
I'm a parent who does not buy school supplies.
At all?
Yeah, you heard me right. I do not buy school supplies. And let me tell y'all why.
Okay.
For one instance, I buy all this school supplies for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
They take some of it to school, and the teachers take all of the supplies and tell the kids don't write.
I can't say that I get it on that part. I mean, I understand now because I do know that things are a lot more expensive nowadays. But before, I just don't see an issue with having my child share with other children who may not have everything, especially in this instance. I wonder how her kids feel when they're not able to bring stuff to school with them, because you know that's just a part of the first couple of days of class.
Another bad experience I had with school supplies. My daughter took the school supplies to school. It wasn't the brand that the teacher wanted, so she still took the school supplies from my child, put it up, and said, no, you're going to use the brand that I bought. Okay, cool. Then you buy school supplies, okay? I won't send nothing. I won't send nothing.
So she said in her whole experience, since she had that one, she ain't sending shit ever.
Okay? You don't got to worry about this parent right here. I won't send nothing.
Do you think parents would get mad if, say, that the child didn't have any school supplies and there was no communal supplies to pick from? Do you think parents would get mad if they were like, hey, if your kid can't do their work in class because they don't have the proper tools, it's not up to me, it's up to you, right? Or would they be like, it's up to the teacher, because if I send a kid to school, then the teacher needs to be worried about how they're going to learn?
Third instance, I used to homeschool back in maybe 2020, 21, somewhere around there, when, you know, COVID was popping, right? Do you know the school district didn't give me anything for my homeschool program? Because that's what they call it, a program. They didn't give me nothing. So since they didn't give me anything for my program, and then when they entered back into your program, I'm not buying nothing. Anything that my kids need to succeed, you provide everything. Okay?
Damn!
I'm not providing anything but the body. And I'm barely doing that. You better be glad I'm doing that. And then also, when you're
She said it's up to y'all to make sure that my kid is thriving in this America today. And I think that's a dangerous thing, to send your kids to school expecting the school to teach them how to do things because they don't have the time to develop individuals. That's what parenting is for. Teachers cannot give children discipline to know how to control their emotions, speak and communicate when they're frustrated, how to identify what issues they're working with when it comes to reading or math or something like that, because the child is going to feel comfortable with what? The person that gave them life or the people who gave them life, not the teacher that they just met. That can't be up to the teacher. That's unfair to both the teacher and the child.
child goes to a Title I school, that means the school gets grants to buy school supplies, computers, books, tablets, all this kind of stuff, right? Field trips, all that. I don't pay for field trips either. I don't pay for anything. You want them to be there, you're going to provide everything, a full ride scholarship.
Oh, wow.
All right, just like in college. So again, I am one of those parents.
You know what other parents she reminds me of? Those types who are like, you got to pay rent until you move out. You could be trying to get your life together when you're like 17, 18, 19, trying to figure out your college. And they're like, okay, but you still better make sure you're paying me at least $200 because utilities don't pay themselves. Food doesn't pay itself. Rent doesn't pay itself. You live here. Don't you use my electricity? Use my water. She reminds me that she would be that type of parent who doesn't give their child a chance to thrive because they always have to have the responsibility of being alive. It's up to them to make sure that they continue to make it. Even though they're the kid, it's up to them. It ain't up to her.
Strongly believe in not buying any school supplies. You can take me down in the comments. I don't give not one rat's ass, giraffe ass, my ass, the neighbor's ass, no ass, okay?
I think that was supposed to be funny.
I do not buy school supplies. That is all.
I feel like when it comes to the school supplies, if every student in the classroom is bringing the supplies that was listed, why is it that everybody have to combine everything together and share? Then when the teacher also requests her little list of things that she need for the whole classroom, when you was in Target buying all that stuff trying to decorate your classroom, sweetheart, you didn't stop and get you some Lysol and some hand sanitizer? My responsibility as a parent is to only take care of my child, to supply what my child needs in order for him to learn in school. All of that extra stuff, I don't care to do that, and I don't want to do that. And then let's not forget, you go spend all that money buying all that stuff that the school listed what your child needed, and a lot of that stuff they don't even be using, and don't even be sending it back home.
Walmart, and these are the prices of the supplies that parents don't want to buy and share throughout the class or with other students. 47 cents.
It's so cheap.
97 cents. Crayons are 50 cents.
You just have to budget for it. I mean, it's sad to say, even though for some people it's like, oh my goodness, this is not even $1 worth of school supplies. They can get everything they need for under $20. Some people don't even budget that in. And I highly, highly, highly recommend developing a budgeting process. It could be as simple as you writing it down on a sheet of paper like this and having, this is this week's check, 7/28/2025. This is what comes out of this week's check. This is what comes out of next week's check. If you have a financial goal, still write it on that paper. Always reference the same paper you done wrote your bills down on so that you have a running total in your mind. Hell, I used to have to get to such a point to where I would carry my budget with me in my wallet where I was using my debit card so that I was always looking at it and making myself accountable. It took me a long time to figure out how to manage my money. For like bare necessities of maybe $40 to $50 worth of groceries a week, I would have to be looking at that budget 24/7, especially when I went to go spend on a weekend or if I was out or something like that, because that was the only way that I was going to make it to at least be able to provide everything that we needed. That included school supplies. I used to start getting ready for school a month before the school started, which means like haircut, putting away money for shoes and undergarments, all that stuff, because I knew it was going to come up and I was going to have to pay for it. I couldn't depend on nobody about it.
I feel so bad for teachers these days because y'all gotta cook a lot.
Let's talk community supplies. Community supplies does not mean I'm taking from your child to give to another child. It just means I'm making it easier so your child isn't responsible for 4 boxes of crayons and 4 boxes of pencils.
Oh, as a little
So say,
individual.
I get exact brands that I request. So as long as every kid brings them in, guess what? Every kid is getting the same brand. Every kid is getting Crayola. Every kid is getting the Chichikata, whatever, however you say that. I know a teacher, I should know how to say that, but I can't.
Gotcha, girl.
Every child is getting the same kind of pencils, same type of crayons, same type of glue. the things that are your kids that are not community supplies. Their backpack, their lunchbox, their scissors for me, their rulers for me. That's how I do it. And like their box, things that are personal to them. What is a community supply is pencils, because guess what? I am going to make sure they have about 10 pencils in their pencil box at the beginning of the school year. And then I'm going to have a giant container of pencils that are pre-sharpened right on my little, this is what it looks, it's like here. It's in the middle of my classroom.
Little organization thing.
So anytime they need to do a pencil, they can put their dull pencil in one place and grab a new pencil, and I'll sharpen that other pencil for them when I have some.
This is also why I think it's important to go up to that school and meet the teacher, meet the staff. I know they sometimes had those back to school nights when my son, he only made it to 5th grade. But up until that point, you know, they always had back to school nights, rallies, something where you could walk the school, meet the principal, meet the teachers, meet some of the classmates and their parents. So you guys kind of knew who was in there. I would go to that mug all the time because I knew what I wanted was for those teachers to know I will be down at this school at any time. You call, I'm down here. So don't be thinking to yourself you can do just whatever when it comes to my child, because I'm going to be in this damn classroom. If I got to take off work, I'm going to be in this classroom. And it also helped my son know I'm going to be on your ass if they got to call me. If I got to come on down here, I'm telling you, I'm going to be sitting right up in here with you. And you ain't going to like me sitting in here. Now, the other kids might be like, oh, man, your mom's so cool. But you ain't going to think that. You're going to be mad that I'm here. And it just created a understanding. And I also got to know who the teacher was. You know, once you figure out who a person is and you're like, okay, they might want to really do right by my child, it's no problem for you to supply supplies for them because you understand who they are. They get who you are. They know you can't waste my money. I ain't going to waste your time. You know, I'll do my job as the parent as long as you do your job as the teacher. All right. So I think sometimes maybe parents could avoid the uncomfortability of providing for other children in the classroom if they meet a teacher and they understand that this teacher really just wants to be here to do the best they can by these children. You're like, you know what? God damn it, I want to go ahead and help the village. Yeah, I want to help the movement. So yeah, it's no problem for me to bring in extra supplies or anything like that. Hell, I used to send extra lunches sometimes because Quinn would tell me a partner or two of his wouldn't have enough to eat or whatever. And be like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Because that's what this is about. Sometimes the village doesn't come in the form of your blood or close relationship. Sometimes it does come in the form of a school and a community that you develop.
Your time. Now, crayons. I take an entire 24 pack of Crayola crayons, I pour it into their box, and then all of the other crayons get sorted right here in a little thing where they're in each color. So say your kid's red broke. They don't have to get a whole new box of crayons. All they need to do is go grab a red, throw away their other red. And when those are gone, guess what? I go and buy more stuff because I can keep better track of what we need. If a child comes in without supplies, guess what? I'm going to go buy them supplies. So your child is not going to go without because we use supplies communally. That is not what we mean. And yes, we do need 36 glue sticks. I don't need 36 glue sticks per kid. Like, I think I asked for 4. But this is kind of what my community supplies look. All of this is available. You can see it's in the middle of my classroom when I put them out. It's right in the middle of my classroom. So any student, if they notice glue, I teach them the responsibility to go grab one, bring it back to the desk, throw away the other one. It's just
know how to take care of yourself.
They aren't trying to store 4 boxes of crayons in their desk. They're not trying to store all of those things. And then I don't have to keep everything separate by child because, as you can see, I really don't have a lot of storage. Just because it's community supplies does not mean your child is getting less or not as good of a brand. I promise. That's not what Chichi is doing. We love your kids. And we want what's best for your kids. And we want to make sure that all of the kids get everything they need. And by making it community supplies, I can make sure that it's a quicker thing when they need new stuff. And I'm not needing to bother you. And, you know, all that good stuff. And then with the Kleenexes and the Clorox wipes. Do you know your child is getting up about 10 times a day to go to their nose? I go through a box for Kleenexes a week, whether it's flu season or not. During flu season, I'm going through 2 or 3 boxes. I put boxes all in my classroom. I usually put 1.
See, what if this was your kid's teacher? You know, you're going to be like, yeah, all right, girl. Let me go ahead and hit up the Dollar Tree. Now, I know they done went up 25 cents. So your ass better watch the tissue. But all right, let me go grab them for you.
I put 1 like right on my like community desk where my students come visit with me. I put 1 here and I put 1 here, and I usually trade out at least 2 of those a week because they're empty. I'm not selling Kleenexes on the black market. And Clorox wipes. Guess what? Your child is getting a Clorox wipe every single day to wipe down their desk because I want to make sure that our classroom stays healthy and they stay healthy so you don't have to take time off work.
Yeah.
I'm not selling your Clorox wipes on the black market. I'm making sure your kids stay healthy, and I'm making sure that their desks stay clean so they don't get sick, so that it doesn't inconvenience you when they are sick, so you have to take a day off work. Parents, we are just trying to work with you and help you. Let us, please let us. And stop making teachers out to be these awful people so then your kids don't respect us. Whatever we can give to these kids.
That's good.
And I promise your child is not going to go without because their name is not every single crayon. They'll actually get more.
And if I got time for you tonight. When you buy extra school supplies, that's for kids like me. Kids whose parents work 4 jobs between the 2 of them for a combined annual salary of around $40,000 a year with 2 kids, 1 car, and they have to pick and choose which bills get paid so the baby can get diapers on his ass. Most of my school supplies either were hand-me-downs from my cousins, used from the thrift store. I got lucky. I got clearance shit at Walmart when it was at 75% clearance. When you buy extra school supplies, you're buying for kids like me. And kids like me already have a hard enough time because your bratty kid with their Yeti tumbler over there making their lives miserable.
Like broke
because they showed up to school in old clothes
bullying
that their mom
them.
had to stitch up. You're talking about, I pay taxes for this shit. Oh, you mean the taxes that get dispersed to the states from the Department of Education?
Yeah, that lady since deleted her video. She was going on a rant for about a minute and a half. She deleted that video so fast when people started stitching her like, excuse me, bitch.
You know, the same Department of Education that the Trump administration wants to shut down. And when that happens,
Then what?
because they've just been given the green light to do it, when that happens, it's going to make property taxes go up an average minimum of 20% per property. Those taxes? Yeah, those taxes.
And that's kind of scary because if we don't have a Department of Education and if parents aren't teaching in the home because they feel it's the teacher's responsibility and for some reason they continuously decide to take funds from schools, then what happens with the children who don't have parents in the home who want to teach?
Those taxes that you have already paid into the pot, those taxes that are still going to come out of your damn check, but it's not going to make its way back to the local schools because the Trump administration is cutting it off. What you got to say now, you raggedy ass heifer? Coming on this TikTok
Gotta use that
with
heifer.
your chi-chis hanging out, talking about kids.
Are my cheese hanging out? Not me though, right, girl? Not me though, right? We talking about that one girl. Right.
Y'all are a mess, I swear to God.
My kind of girl. I feel like I understand both sides. However, I do lean more towards just providing the school supplies and whatever extras I can because I know it was a time when I didn't have it and I was very appreciative when other people did. And if I got it, I just want to be that as well. I ain't got no problem with giving. So that way the Lord ain't got no problem blessing me and the cycle continues. But you know, everybody doesn't feel like that and everyone has different belief systems. But what do you think? Tell me down in the comments. I have been the Just Case and Brand. I'm so thankful that y'all stopped by. Y'all came on over. Y'all tuned in. Please make sure to like the video. Have your notification bell turned on so you catch me each and every single time I'm here. And I'll see you guys in the next video.